Welcome to Slayerfest 98. I'm Ian Carlos Crawford.
Hi, I am Michael, Blackgaycomicgeek.
And I am Brett White, and we are here today to discuss Daredevil Born Again, Season 2. Electric King Penaloo? King Poogaloo? I don't know.
Electric Chinpin Boogaloo. I thought you were going to say
Yeah.
Electra. I was like, she's not in this season, though. I hope
I
she's
Yeah,
wish,
there's,
God.
there's rumors she's coming to season three.
Yeah.
Good. Wow.
'Cause
Yeah, I mean,
she's
this
been
season
posting.
finale, they put in a bunch of people from the Netflix. I'm like, yeah, most emotional moment for me might just be seeing the old bulletin editor guy. Yeah,
I
anyway.
It's been so long that I was like, is that the same guy? Like, I couldn't remember if it was it. I know it was now, but
Yeah.
what did we think overall of this season? Brett, we covered season 1 last year. Here we are
God.
with season 2. Brett, what did you think of this and this versus last season?
Yeah, I mean, this built up on all the promise that last season had when we saw the 3 episodes that the actual creative team
Right.
did, the first one and the last two. Yeah, and then this delivered on all of that pretty perfectly. I mean, it is crazy how this show has now been on for 10 years. 10, 11 years. That's insane. Yeah, the only downside for me is my cat dying halfway through the season and my entire emotional existence being upended.
Sorry
Hence
to hear
why
that.
I only did 3 recaps for Popeyes. So if I'm a little bit all over the place today, I'm still in that headspace. Let's get started. Really
Brett,
sad.
one, I'm really sorry about your cat, and two, you and I keep having the hits these last few years. You and I just,
It's been a nice 4 years of nothing but bad shit. But
and here
Daredevil
we
Born
are.
Again 2 was a good thing, and when it was at its best, it actually did make me feel things, which is why I like Daredevil, is because he's a superhero kind of all about emotion and what emotions do, and having to like not like, it's weird. Like the Hulk should be about that, but I feel like Daredevil's way more about that. And the struggle between him and Karen this season. I mean, Karen Page, MVP. So anyway, feeling emotions.
And here we are on Mother's Day recording. Michael, what did you think?
I really enjoyed this season. I like this so much better than season one. I felt like this season was way more cohesive than
Hmm.
season one, especially when you think about like you hear about all the rumors of like the disjointedness of like the first season and all the reshoots and how they originally wanted to get rid of Karen Page, which is why she wasn't in
Which is
most
so
of the first
dumb.
season. And Charlie Cox had to fight to get her to come back, which is like, what are y'all
Insane.
doing? Like they were the heart of the show. Like you cannot have this show without Deborah Ann Wool with her
Mm-mm.
excellent performance as Karen.
God.
Yeah, it did build, despite I think the first season being a little disjointed, it still did a great job in building on everything that they had with season one. I will say that I do my one gripe, and I do wish that for this season to be so much about the anti-vigilantes and fighting vigilantes and so many vigilantes around them. There wasn't a whole lot of vigilantes in a vigilante-heavy season.
Yeah.
Kate Bishop, and granted, I get the whole Spider-Man of it all, like the outside world is
Yeah,
Sony doesn't allow Spider-Man to appear on a TV show, but there's still like Kate Bishop, the Thunderbolts are literally in Grand Central. Like there's a whole
Yeah.
bunch of vigilante characters they could at least talked about and referenced, but they didn't. But outside of that, like just the dynamic between Kingpin and Matt and like everything, like I thought the season was great. And like that finale, I thought it was a really solid finale.
so I don't know if you've seen people be like, oh, like there should have been way more cameos. I don't. It's like I'm somewhere in the middle there because I agree with what you said, Michael. Is the only problem I had is that we are talking so much about vigilantes plural, but there's one and then I guess three if we're counting Jessica and White Tiger at the end. But like it felt like even just like not even as big as Jessica was at the end. Maybe just like you said, Kate Bishop or some like one or two other people having a cameo where they're talked about or mentioned like they did this and that's why we're pissed. Like
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
felt a little too big for how little the scale was, but I did still fucking love it. And I thought there is a beauty in it being like a good chunk of just New York City fighting.
Yeah.
There's something really beautiful about that when it's
Well,
like,
and I think like the point that it makes that I think really hits the theme of the season is that like how, ICE is here to round up illegal immigrants, but they just end up rounding up American fucking citizens.
Right, just like people,
The anti-vigilante task force is there to round up vigilantes, but who do they end up with? It's just like store owner, lawyer, random person on the street.
Yeah.
And like, so it's kind of baked into the point of like, yeah, man, they aren't actually going after vigilantes. They're literally going after who Kingpin wants them to go after, which I think is a really cool point to make. And again, wild how they shot this season last year. Like, I wish so much of it wasn't so precious.
Right. Yes. I would love for it not to be.
Yeah, it was very much on the nose with the ICE allegories. Not even just that, but I know we're talking about Daredevil, but even The Boys, like all of this stuff was shot like years ago. Yeah. And so many references that are happening today that are referenced in The Boys, like, and it's just like the saying of like art imitates life now is getting to the point that life is imitating art.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's both crazy how prescient things are, but then also kind of scary and very sad.
Yeah.
It also makes me so happy that like things like Daredevil, like the season 1 finale, where Punisher's basically like cops are all idiots, and then murders a bunch of the NYPD. And then like Andor season 2, like the fact that these things get on Disney Plus somehow
is really weird. Yes.
It does feel very Trojan horsing in, like, I do not functionally understand how you can like the MCU's Punisher and the Daredevil show and all of that and still be conservative or think that.
It's funny you said that. I literally made a video saying that same thing like a week ago. It was just like, how are people that are conservative watching a show like Daredevil and enjoying it, or or The Boys, or any type of media, Star Wars, all of it? Because like all of these movies, shows, the comic books, all of it, it tells us you're not the good guy. Like they're all against. How do you think Superman would react to you right now?
The level of cognitive dissonance is like exhausting. It's insane.
Well, and like, my dad, who voted for Trump twice, it loves Andor, and I'm like, but how do you like it? Like, I don't what do you mean
I don't
you
get the
like
cognitive disconnect.
It's nuts. It seems exhausting. It seems really exhausting.
Actually, it seems pretty great because your brain is just so flat. You don't even
have
a second thought to shit. I mean, it's like, this is going to be whatever, but like when X-Men 97 was coming out and everyone was so annoying, Power of X-Men and I do a lot of collab posts, especially when it comes to like X-Men, like shows and like movies, because I try to remind people that I also cover that. And just recently he posted, it was like Polaris is going to be in season 2. So he posted the clip of Polaris and Iceman from the original animated series. Iceman has been out for like almost like over a decade at this point, right? Was it like 2010 that he came out?
I was doing columns for CBR is how long that. So this is like 2011, 2012.
Yes.
And even before he officially came out, there's been jokes for years saying Iceman's secretly gay. Like
that's the thing.
The amount of homophobes being like, this is the real Iceman. See, even in the cartoon, that was the real one until they had to go woke and make him gay. And it's like, how are you so stupid? Even to gay men. Of course, they were white gay men. We're like, yeah, there actually just wasn't any evidence. So it really was forced. And I was like, so I was like, if you Google these 3 words, you can teach yourself so you don't sound so stupid. It'll teach you all the references. Like, that was like, and they were like, well, he slept with women. I'd be like, so did I, and I'm still very gay. Like, those people, I don't understand what they get out of any of this. Like,
and what the end goal.
But weirdly, it's still, and we talked about this last year too, Brett, it is wild that Daredevil does not seem to get those critiques of like, oh, they made it woke.
I wonder if it's because it's violent.
I think because it's violent and mostly stars white people. I think
conservatives love violence. Hell yeah! Like I think that just
it is, and because like it is what they would consider woke. Granted, like you said, Brett, it is based off stuff like this was before it was a one-for-one
textbook
parallel.
Fascism, which kind of just underlines how pedantic and boring and unimaginative all the goons in office are now. That they're playing from such a tired ass playbook that showrunners are like, well, okay, so we'll just map the fascism onto it. Oh, and then of course next year that's what they're going to actually do. Okay, cool. Thanks for just not surprising us at all, you assholes. And I even think it is. It's disrespectful to compare Kingpin to Trump. Like, I feel like that is so disrespectful to Kingpin.
Kingpin's actually like smart. He's evil,
smart,
but he's smart.
Smart and some level of charismatic.
Yeah.
I say all the time, like when it comes to like the racist, homophobic, sexist, fascist playbook, like they all go back to the same tired tropes over and over again. I'm just like, can y'all be original at some point? Like, it's just laughable. Like, even when it comes to and I know we're getting way off topic, but like, even when people are like, oh, what if I take Black Panther and cast Ryan Gosling? You wouldn't have the same argument like with all these race swap characters. It's like, y'all always say the same thing over and over again. I'll tell you every single time how it's not the same thing. Like, just come up with a different argument at this point.
That really
What's wild
is
is going back and finding
argument.
finding like letters pages from like the 70s where people were saying the same shit, and like editors would be like, nope, it's very comforting to know in a way that like woke is just a weird catch-all meaningless kind of phrase that they are just using now. It was politically correct, we've been dealing with this shit forever anyway.
Every
Once upon
class,
a time, Miles Morales was, granted, back then what he called, like you said, it was politically correct. He was called the politically correct Spider-Man.
Kill me.
Every semester, every class, I like do a little like thing on words and what they mean, no matter what the class is. And every semester I'm like, I need someone to define the word woke for me because no one can usually define it correctly. And then I put up a big definition of what it actually means in the dictionary. And like, because there's always someone that's like, oh, it means forcing your agenda. And I'd be like, that is not what it means. This is what it actually means. And like,
well, then Republicans are super woke anyway,
right?
If that's what it means,
they would actually mean.
Anyway,
and like, it's weird what gets. Because the only time I saw Daredevil called out was when I saw like posts about the ratings not being as good, which is a fucking bummer because I do think this season, I liked the last season. I think this season was even better, and it's a bummer that the ratings were like so down.
I also don't think any of that shit matters anymore. I think I am in such a nihilistic place when it comes to like engagement. Like Mandalorian and Grogu is going to be a bomb. No one's going to go. Like it's no one wants to do anything right now. We are in a global depression. Like no one is excited about anything. It is like I like going out and about and like just because the only thing that gives me any kind of feeling whatsoever is shopping. So like going to antique stores and seeing like Grogu's everywhere, it's brought back all these memories. Like, remember when Baby Yoda first happened? Remember how much fun that was?
Such a thing, yeah.
And every single week it was like, I got my little cup. And it was just like, we all loved Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda memes everywhere. And now look at us. Like, I was like, I don't give a shit. So part of me is like, I don't know, like the ratings, people are still interacting with it. I'm sure people, and also like there's a long tail. Someone could be watching episode 1 right now. They'll be watching episode 1 next year. Like we've
I think
annihilated the way that we measure how things are viewed because things aren't aired at the same time anymore.
And I also think part of it is there are a lot of people that like to prefer to wait until a season is done and then binge because, thanks to Netflix, the Netflixication of shows, releasing everything all at once, there are people that don't like to wait, oh, the next new episode comes out in a week, the next new episode could I'm gonna just wait so I could just binge it all in one sitting. Like I don't have time to like sit and watch things. So like I think we still have a very arbitrary view of like determining who's watching what shows. Even when it comes to comic books, like it's like, oh, it's all about the pre-orders and things like that. But there are a lot of people that like to wait for the trades
for that trade, read it, or Marvel Unlimited, digital,
Marvel Unlimited or DC Infinite. It's like they don't look at those things, but it's like you have an audience, but you're not paying attention to those people.
Like one of the things that really made me angry, this happened right after I left my previous place of employment, which I guess if you listen to any Slayerfest episode I was on before 2023, you'll know where that was. Whenever everything was about clicks, everything was about clicks. And they realized that if people click on one certain, like if people find our articles through Flipboard or like one of those content aggregators, we get like less money. So all of a sudden they're like, well, we're not counting those clicks anymore. And it's like, but those people are still seeing it.
Right.
So we're just not counting. And the thing is, it's like getting on Flipboard is how you get 100,000 views. And therefore that's how I keep my job, you know? And all of a sudden it's just like, we're not counting those views anymore. It's just like, nothing means anything, man.
Less money is better than no money. Like,
So I just want to clarify. The
stupid.
only reason I bring that up is because I feel like Disney is so quick to cancel things. All these streamers are so quick to throw, you know, not to start this conversation, but hello, Hulu just nixed one of the like easily could have made them so much money in the Buffy revival, and they're like, man, it's not worth it. And it is insane to see how much value people online put into those things. Yeah. I'm like, I only care because maybe the streamer might throw it away. I don't give a shit otherwise. Like, plenty of good things don't get good ratings, right? Plenty of good things.
But all I know is I've already been spoiled for Daredevil Born Again season 3 multiple times because they're just out there on the street. They're just out there on the street. Finn Jones out there.
That is wild.
Heather Glenn and the Muse mask, like that was out there weeks ago, and I'm like. They're just okay. I mean, I can see where it's going, but so part of me is kind of like, well, hey, we're getting season 3, and we're getting season 3 like next year at the same time. Like, this is amazing.
And I saw, so I go on Twitter to post new episodes of Slayerfest. I know everyone likes to be like, oh, engagement isn't, nope, my engagement, I post the stupidest shit. It'll still do 1,000 times better than anything on Blue Sky. And people love to say, no, that's not true. Nothing gets it, but it is. It just is. I don't like it. I don't like that that's true, but it is. So I do look at Twitter because I'll also look for some memes to like when I do my like meme posts on Instagram. And a lot of people were talking about Daredevil in that way of like, look, it didn't even do well. And I saw fake posts that when I went to the source, that was not what it said. Like, oh, they've halted production on Daredevil. Oh, they've switched showrunners. They fired the showrunner. And none of that is true. The only thing that's true is that the ratings went down like something like by 2 million viewers weekly or something like that. It was like Variety reported on it, whatever. I hope that doesn't affect it because I've been loving the show. So aside from the critique of needing just a slightly more vigilantes, my only other critique, which has been a general critique of Marvel that I liked in season 1, we need just a few more standalones. We need just a few more, like, the White Tiger court case, which was that 2 episodes? It might have been 1 episode. Yeah. I needed just slightly more of that, where it's like, sure, we're still doing the Kingpin, but, like, maybe Matt does have a court case. Maybe there is this one-off, like, court thing he's doing. I felt like I could have used just a little bit of that, which was, like, I always think of Tom Lank when he came on for WandaVision. He wasn't a big Marvel person, but he loved WandaVision, and him being like, but is this a show or just a movie broke up into 8 episodes? He was like, I feel like that's Marvel's thing. And I remember for WandaVision being like, no. Now it does mostly feel like that's what we're doing. And I wish we could get like a bottle episode. I wish, Jessica Jones, my critique, I love Jessica Jones. I think she's one of the best characters. Loved seeing her. Her show, I think there was the 2 episodes where she had like a one-off PI job to do in her 3 seasons of her being a PI. And I could have used just a little bit more of that. Because I think of like how much fun Buffy was able to have, where like we'd still see Glory or the Mayor doing whatever evil plot, but Buffy would have this random,
this week there's 2 Xanders,
Yeah, sure. That week there's 2 Xanders. And I wish the show could do a little bit of that because I think there's a lot of like opportunity that they could.
It's the comic book format. It's, like Chris Claremont would do that. Like, you have the long simmering stuff. You drop plots, you bring up plots, you have a standalone, you mix and match. I mean, we kind of got that with the flashback episode.
Yes.
This season.
Which I did like a lot. I saw people saying it was their least favorite, but I did like that episode.
I mean, I hated the wigs. The wigs were bad on that episode.
I think the biggest problem with that, doing like a standalone episode, is we're living in this new normal of only 8 episode television.
Crazy.
And like even when you think about last season with the bottleneck standalone episode where we got to meet Matt got to meet Kamala
I liked
Khan's
that episode.
father.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that episode, but there are a lot of people that didn't like that
Yeah.
episode because it was a standalone episode. People are like, oh, this has nothing to do with nothing. Why? Oh, it's a filler episode. It's filler. And it's like, or even like when you like, I don't know if you guys watch Invincible.
Yeah.
So episode 4, which was a standalone episode, people hated that episode.
I did hate that
This is
episode.
filler. This has nothing to do with the overarching season. And it's like, being that we're living in this era of 8 episode television, even when you bring up Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the Buffy the Vampire Slayer that we know and love and adore and admire, and the episodes that are cult classics would not exist in today's era of television, because a lot of the episodes that we love, these standalone episodes, would be considered filler today. Like, to be perfectly honest, and people disagree with me about this, but I think the body in today's episode would not have gotten a full episode. I think in this era of 8 episode television, Buffy's mother would have died, but you wouldn't have seen an entire episode about it.
Yeah.
It would have just
Hush
been
wouldn't have
referenced.
happened.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
had just
like,
been referenced in addition to the whole, we got to get back to the glory plot. Buffy's
Yeah.
mother died. We'll focus on it in the first half of the episode, then we got to move on to glory.
I will say what I like about, so like at the end of the season, the bringing in the return of the Netflix characters, like seeing Luke again was amazing. Even just down to seeing Brett the cop in the very last episode, I'm like, oh wow, yeah, him. He was on the show. You know, all that is so great. But what I love about it, and what I'm actually like looking forward to seeing all of the Defenders on set for season 3, is Marvel is making 8 episodes at like 40 to 43 minutes each. Netflix was doing 13, like 70. I remember like Luke Cage season 2, every episode was over 70 minutes long. It's like, that was my makeup play with like Jessica Jones season 2 and 3 is like, these get sloggy. So if we're only doing the, 8 episode movie thing, at least they are keeping the pace brisk. Like I think they covered, for only having the one big Northern Star tanker sinking case, they actually did like cover a lot of ground. They sped through. Like I was expecting us to spend the whole season with the detention camps, but he broke Swordsman out in episode 3, and I was like, oh, okay. Cool. We got more things to do. Good.
But something does get lost in the fact that we don't get those episodes. Is like, because like even like the episode Family with like learning about Tara's background,
so important.
things like that. That's not something that would happen in today's, because that's a filler episode. That has nothing to do with the season. But it's like those episodes are where you get the character moments, where you get to really ingratiate yourself to these characters and become attached to them. And so like losing that, you lose a lot of like that connection that you have with these characters. So like one of the things that I think that a character that they did a very huge disservice to is both the Dr. Glenn. I don't really give a shit about her storyline.
No.
And it could have been interesting. It could have, but I didn't really care. And I felt like it was kind of rushed. And also to me, it didn't really make any sense, especially with this whole like lumping all the vigilantes all into one pod. It's like, surely you have to know the difference between a Daredevil and a Muse. Like, to equate them in the same, like, it doesn't make sense. Or like even White Tiger with Angela Del Toro, her character. I feel like they introduced her character and did nothing with her. And it was just like, okay, what was the point of that? I guess it was just to have another vigilante, but then like you could have like give her.
I was shocked that she actually has tiger powers.
That's what I was trying to. I was like,
it's the amulet, right? Isn't it the amulet?
Yeah, but I thought that the amulet.
did.
I thought there was like, it's like a MacGuffin. Like she puts it on and it makes her feel confident, because they never really established that Hector had superpowers. But
Yeah,
like
they
in
never established that.
in the last episode, Angela's fucking like leaping and clawing. I was like, oh great. I'm so happy for her. She's so tiny.
I loved that. Yeah, I mean, I'm always gonna root for the like Latin girl, but like I loved that there's like we had no setup for her having powers or her being able to fight. And that hallway, we cut to a scene where she is bashing a man's head into the wall and there's blood on the wall. I was like,
great. And it's like, work, bitch.
Yeah,
Let's go. That's great.
Again, like if they had more episodes, maybe they could have. I'm like, where did this come from?
Heather, goddamn. Like I didn't like her in season 1.
Season 1, she was like nothing. She was like a nothing.
She wasn't
character.
really there, but her whole thing was like, I need to know why she's so anti-vigilante. Like, what is the like, and then there was, yeah, you were saying like you were saying, like there was a lot of interesting stuff with her. Like when the scene where like Buck like is like, you want me to choke you down, like, and they like choke each other out, and like that was like, okay, like but
Yeah,
we don't follow up on that. We don't see. It feels like we saw, if a character arc is like a mountain range, like we're only seeing the tippy tops. Like there's a
yeah.
lot going on with her that we should be seeing in every episode of like,
I
you
almost
know,
felt
but
like the show was uninterested. The show only wanted to get her from point A to point B, and point B is being Muse next season.
Muse.
And it felt like that's all we were doing, and that's
Oh,
fine. I
I
don't
feel
care.
like
I
point
don't
A
know.
to point. I feel like point A to point Z. They didn't care about
yeah.
the B, E, F, G, H,
Fair,
I.
yes.
But getting her to that scene with Karen.
Oh, she
You
pissed.
put you put Karen Page in a one-on-one scene with anyone, and I am gonna be glued, seated, popcorn.
Deborah Ann
like
Wall is
because
so good.
she is so, because all of my favorite Daredevil moments are Karen Page moments. It's her shooting Wesley. It's her telling Kingpin that she killed Wesley in season 3. Like, oh, and then this, like her just like, it was like
She's not
making
pressed.
her slap, like so good. Oh God, I love her.
I did, and I knew we weren't gonna get it, but I kind of wanted in the finale for her to be able to fucking knock her out. I was like, oh, I want Karen to get a punch in so
Yeah, I want her to get back.
right. Like I was like, I want Karen to punch the shit out of her. But I will say that was the most I not liked, but had emotions for Heather. Was like, oh, now I hate her. Like before, I kind of she was like a nothing entity.
I thought she was annoying because I thought that she was just like a chump who was going along. So like one of the things I found interesting about the season on the whole is that it laid down the choice. Like, do you go along with fascism or do you fucking fight it? And I noticed that like the problem that Daredevil had in every previous season, this internal thing he had was he still wanted to be a lawyer. He still wanted to maintain his public facing life, even though that was constantly in conflict. And so that's why we saw him quit being Daredevil like every fucking season, you know, and it never worked. So to see him this season having quit being Matt Murdock and just being fully immersed in the fight and how happy it made him. Like, I mean, that was in the season finale of like him and Karen being like, I kind of miss it. But that's because he knew his purpose was to take down Fisk. His only purpose in life is to take down Fisk, stop fascism. So pull everything away. That's what he's doing. And then we got to see, you know, that Greek restaurant owner. What does she do? You know, she stands up, she gets tossed into, what does Swordsman do? I loved seeing what is Sheila, like Sheila versus Heather in the Fisk office. Her name is Sheila, right? Yeah, Sheila, this chief of staff.
Sheila.
Yeah. I loved her. I was so happy that she finally got to like, I don't know, lay down the law on Fisk in the season finale of like, the AG's fucking on the phone, bitch.
Yeah.
Like I'm loyal to the office of the mayor. Resign. I was so happy for her.
I was expecting her to die, honestly. I was expecting like
absolutely.
I was too.
I was expecting like all the people associated with him to die and he gets away. I want to talk about that because I saw people mad at that. It's more realistic, right?
Wait, mad at who?
That Kingpin gets to like live on an island. That's just more realistic. Like,
Yeah.
of course, the rich dude in power who did all the awful things gets in the least trouble out of everyone. Like,
Yeah, and he owns an island. Like they kept making a point of that weirdly all season.
Like,
I mean, it's realistic, but also I think because I feel like people are just like, oh, that's not fair that he gets to live off in paradise or whatever, and Matt gets to go in prison. And I'm like, but also if you think about his particular character, he's not in paradise.
Right.
Like him being isolated, because we can assume, because when you see that shot, he's on that beach by himself. So we can assume he's on a deserted island. Like he's alone, he's isolated. And for him, that's a prison. Because this is a man that is deeply insecure. He needs to be worshipped. He needs to be validated.
he likes things.
Yeah, he likes things. He loves the city of New York. He needs somebody to worship him. That's why he's so addicted to Vanessa, because this is a woman that loved him unconditionally despite his megalomaniacal tendencies. And then also when you think about season 2, when he did go to jail, he did face consequences. He became the kingpin of the prison. So it's like, was it really a punishment? He was having a grand old time.
He was running shit.
Jail didn't do shit.
He was running shit, but now he doesn't have anybody to lord over. He doesn't have anybody to potentially corrupt. He's just isolated with his own thoughts. So for him, that's a prison. That's the irony of that ending, which is why I think it was a perfect ending for him, because on the outward, it looks like he gets away and gets to live off in paradise, but in reality, it's not. He's like trapped in like the matrix of his thoughts.
Yeah. I loved like, I don't know, do we want to talk about poor little Daniel? Poor little mini Gandolfini?
Did you read that? I thought it was really weird that he didn't die originally, and that
he did. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's why Kingpin never. Because I saw people discussing this. Kingpin doesn't quite react to Daniel's death.
Yeah, I was expecting a bigger reaction.
And I understand Kingpin is selfish and will step on anyone, but I do think not that he would have been like crying, but he would have been let down about Daniel, because I think he saw Daniel as like a
younger version of him.
Yeah. But yeah, apparently that's why it's a like cutaway, like silhouette shot. They CGI'd it because originally he didn't die, and test audiences were really mad that Buck would let anyone get away.
Who's these test audiences? Marvel's like, there's secrets out to test audiences? Like, what the? Okay.
Yeah, because that actor was like, yeah, we didn't even really say goodbye because we thought I'd be back, but now I'm not coming back. So I wonder if there's like something that happened.
I think he definitely, I absolutely think him dying justifies that character arc and makes it, because honestly, when he let BAYBEE go, I was like, well, obviously this is part of Kingman's plan, was to let BAYBEE go. We have a tracker. Well, I expected that. So him dying means like, oh no, BB's safe. BAYBEE got a job. BB's a journalist with a job. Oh my God. She's so lucky. With a desk.
She doesn't have to do her video content self-made anymore.
Oh my God. Her highly edited video content too. Like that, where's her team of editors? I don't know how she's having time to go to like Daniel's little parties and stuff.
I also
I thought he was he's cute. He's absolutely like the kind of like, if you're in an improv class and like that guy's in the class too, and he's like, I don't know. He seems like, I don't know. He just seems like an average he's like coworker cute, you know? Like you work in a movie theater. You're a teenager. He's like in college.
Brett, whatever. He's very your type cute is what I would say.
Yes. Yeah. Well, but I also think that it's this weird, like casting James Gandolfini's son.
Like looks just like him.
We have so much, we want to see the actor succeed. Like we know this man's dad died young. James Gandolfini was not old, and we all love James Gunn. So it is so interesting that the show used, I think, Michael Gandolfini's real world, how people view him, to kind of make, I don't know, I had a soft spot for him just because of that. And I think narratively, you need to have a soft spot for him.
Yes.
Because it makes you root for, when he got Buck to eat that hot dog.
Talk about the ratings and things like that. I was like, well, because I believe Agatha all along had much higher ratings than Daredevil per episode.
Which is wild.
And that show was gay as hell. Most were, the characters, not the actors, but most of the characters were queer, and you had two lesbian relationship at the heart, and then Billy and his boyfriend and things like that. And I'm like, and Daredevil takes place in Hell's Kitchen, and Hell's Kitchen today is super gay. So I was just like, well, if you want to get higher ratings and take this relationship between Buck and Daniel.
Oh my God!
I'm sure there's some AO3 fan or Matt Murdock, and there's definitely some fic between Matt and Bullseye.
Yeah. Motherfucker, I've read plenty of that.
I'm like, if you want the ratings to go up,
make it more grounded and gritty and accurate.
It's funny because
put Daredevil in a rainbow outfit.
I feel like every season of those shows on Netflix, I was really that was one thing I was kind of hoping, which I feel like they address a little bit, that Hell's Kitchen is not the Hell's Kitchen it was in
Yeah.
their Netflix series, but I really would love them to make it accurate where like Daredevil is fighting a villain and they are like outside of a drag show, a brunch. Like
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
where they're fighting because there would be at least one on one block of Hell's Kitchen. Like I think just as a background would be funny.
Like
Or like
Josie's should be like the whatever bar comes in to take Josie's space needs
or
to
like
be.
Jessica
a gay bar.
Jones sees a drag show where they're like imitating heroes and one of them's imitating her and she is annoyed. Like, I would love that.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. See, that's what we get in 22 episode seasons is we get
Right.
those episodes.
Or even like they make Hell's Kitchen look like it's literally a city. It's only like 5 blocks.
Right.
It is not.
Which is funny because my parents, when they lived in New York, that's what Hell's Kitchen was. It was like more what it is on those shows. And my
Yeah.
mom would always be like, you go to drag brunch in Hell's Kitchen? I'd be like, no, it's very gay now. That's like what the area is. Because like to her, they lived in there in the 70s. She couldn't imagine it being like a gay area.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of gay bars in Hell's Kitchen now.
Yeah.
Like every block.
they're in Chelsea, baby. Which superhero has Chelsea?
I want to talk about Jessica Jones because
Yeah.
my beloved, I was so happy. It's weird how much not weird, but and not surprising, I guess, but was almost annoying how much she was in the promo because I loved the season, but I kept being like,
Yeah,
where's
that's
Jessica?
cool.
Where is she? Where is she?
Where is Jessica?
I remember I was looking at the ABC press site whenever episode 1 because I was like I need photos from article and it tells you like in the file name like 106 or I guess it'd be 206. I saw the Jessica Jones ones were all 206 and I was like this is gonna be episode 6. We ain't seen her for a while and I was like yeah that makes sense. Obviously we're not gonna see her for a while.
I think I would have liked almost if the episode 6 happened earlier on, since it is like they do this, she leaves, but then she comes back. I almost would have liked if that was like episode 3 and then she came back in 7. I was still happy with what we got. She looked great. I'm not going to lie. So, Brett, I actually wrote a piece that I will be sending you later tonight that I just need to look over all about Jessica Jones because of all these heroes, Jessica deserves a happy ending. Like, I rarely care about straight couples. I especially rarely care about them in superhero media, but her and Luke, I love. I love them. I love them together. I think they're they're both hot. 2, I think they actually have really good chemistry. It's not like
Yeah.
an afterthought. A lot of superheroes.
Well, they've had the best sex scenes in the MCU now. Like
I mean, like Eternals, who? Give me a break. They had the first actually hot sex.
broke the bed, baby.
They were Buffy
Yeah.
and Spike.
Yeah.
Buffy and Spike if they were not hate fucking. But like I always wanted them back together. I understood after season 1 why they were not because of what was it? She killed his wife, I think. Is that who she killed when she was under his control? I think it was like Luke's first wife, maybe.
It's been a while. I don't remember.
Yeah, man.
Someone, someone very important to him she killed. And that's why they like don't see each other. But I always was hoping they would get back together. In Defenders, they have the chemistry, but they're kind of like with each other. I was a little worried when we opened and she's in pastels in a weird like house that looks like a Real Housewives house. I was a little worried that we were gonna like tone her down, and I was very happy to be incorrect because we did not tone her down. We just also gave her a child. Sure.
Well, seeing Danny, like honestly, really, that was a weird like moment of like, yeah, because Jessica Jones is introduced in the comics and then has a kid 4 years later, like in art, like they gave her like her and Luke got married and had a kid very quickly. So she in the comics is kind of defined as being a superhero mom in her own way. So it is interesting that the Netflix version, Kristen Ritter's version, has had a longer stretch of like being a non-mom superhero.
Yeah.
But now like seeing Danny there, I was so excited for like what that means. And then I'm so glad that her and Luke are cool at the end of the season, right?
I was
they
very
seem
worried.
fine.
Yes. Because I was
Yeah,
like, don't make
the
me.
hug at the end. Yeah.
I was like, don't make it be that they hate. I don't want that. I don't want it to be like there's some shit happened and they hate each other. I cried when he showed up just because I was so happy for these characters. It'd been so long since we saw Luke. That man looked fantastic. Did either of you watch Evil, the show he was on? He was really great in that too.
No, never.
That it's like X-Files if the Vatican was involved is basically what that show is. He's right on that. He basically plays like Luke Cage as a very nice priest that fights supernatural crimes. But this is like, I don't know, it was just nice seeing him back. It was nice seeing Jessica being annoyed. Like when she's up on that rooftop with him and he's like, "Are you hurt?" And she's like, "I'm pissed." Like that is so Jessica to like, I don't need to sit here and talk about it. Let's go punch things because that's what Jessica wants to do. And I did like that it was like she was not pressed. Those men, she went outside, destroyed the men outside of her house, came in, picked up the bomb, and was like, "Oh, honey, we don't play with this." Turned it off. We were good. That is the Jessica that I have missed. I still think she is one of their best female characters.
Yes. Yeah.
She's allowed to have trauma. She's allowed to be an asshole. She's allowed to like not have this like sexy superhero skin tight outfit. She just wears her jeans and a leather jacket. And I think she has a lot to her. So I was really glad to see that. I was really glad her and Matt as friends where she kind of makes fun of him fully makes sense. I love it.
I love it. Yeah. God.
It's like that's one thing I kind of miss with regards to this season. It's like how much more impactful and how much better a storyline like this would have been if we still had like Jessica Jones, if we still had Luke Cage, if we still had Iron Fist. So then that way, when they do show up, you know, because it's like so much time has passed. Like we don't, between the end of Luke Cage season 2 with him running the Paradise casino or whatever, or nightclub to, we're like, how do we get here with with Jessica Jones? Like it's just so much time has passed. I have so much questions. It's like it's just been so great if we like still.
When they were wrapping up the season, I was honestly thinking, are we getting Mayor Cage? Because he's the mayor of New York City now.
I think so.
And I was like, how? In my mind, I was like, are we gonna? How can they jump to that? Like,
because also the photos that leaked of season 3, he's wearing the same outfit.
Yeah.
That he wore when he was running for mayor, the mayor of New York.
Is he mayor now in the comics?
He's mayor now, which also kind of sucks in the sense of like he's mayor and they're not doing anything with it. Like why he should have a Mayor Luke Cage or Mayor Cage. Like he should have his own book.
He's just a supporting.
What didn't he wear that outfit when he was like in charge of Harlem though too?
No, it's a different yellow.
No, but I mean
your yellows.
The suit. He wore like a suit with like a yellow underneath. Because that was a Marvel Future Fight update for him. I remember that was an outfit they gave him. And it was like Harlem's Hero was like the name of it. And it was like,
if it ain't the tiara and chains, I ain't interested. Which he did wear once.
Yes.
I
thought that's
also even that, like him running for mayor, but we haven't seen his character for a long. Like it'd be another thing if like the city knows who Luke Cage is. The city adores Luke Cage. So it's like, yeah, he runs for mayor. Like we've seen all that buildup of him like ingratiating himself and being the hero for hire that people end up adoring. But because we didn't really get any of that, he runs for mayor and it's just gonna be like, okay, but like who is this guy? Like we haven't seen him for like 10 years. We haven't seen him for like 10 years. Like what has he done?
Right. I mean, I just love him. I don't know. I'm like, sure, make him mayor. But I do think that brings me to, so he was trapped doing whatever for Matthew Lillard's character. I've seen a lot of like discourse on who he could be. The one thing that I want to believe that I saw people saying was he could be Henry Peter Gyrick from X-Men.
Oh, that would be good.
Do y'all have any?
That would be good. I mean, I gave up on the like which secret character, because like the name Daniel Blake belongs to a weird alien character that appeared in one issue of like Journey into Mystery in the 60s. And it's like little Mikey Gandolfini ain't playing that character. What are we doing here? So when I was just like, yeah, I would like to believe that he's someone important or someone from the comics. I'm like, he's Matthew Lillard's playing a CIA guy. Like that's kind of so. If he's Henry Peter Garrick, that would be pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just like, I'm done trying to figure, because like all these connections, like part of me kind of feels like they're not gonna have X-Men related stuff until they have X-Men related stuff. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
well, yeah,
know, man. I was positive there was no fucking way Sadie Sink was Jean Grey. Now I'm sold on it. Now I'm like, yeah, that's Jean Grey probably.
I think there's no fucking way, but if she is, awesome. Like I'm kind of like I have no stake or dog in this fight.
I heard rumors it's either Jean or Rachel, but I was like, nah, Rachel would be too.
That's
Rachel's too, that
crazy.
doesn't make sense. It
That
wouldn't
would be too
like
much of a pull. Yeah.
But I also like people being like, well, she can't be typhoid Mary because Alice Eve is. It's like, oh, bitch, you don't think they would recast, or like you think that they're that? I do not think that. I don't think that the MCU. I mean, if you wanted to get into my own headcanon, I think some version of the Netflix shows exists in the MCU, but not verbatim because there's too much weird, which is fine, whatever.
what, like how the dude from The Bear is Punisher's best friend, but he's also the Thing.
or how Alfred Woodard is both like the
In
Kingpin
Civil War
villain and also
and,
like Civil War mom.
And
Like
she's
it's like
Mariah.
yeah, so it's just like yeah, some version of the Netflix shows exists, and it's fine. You know, I don't really care if nothing like slots in hard.
But I am curious, like, if she is Jean Grey, like, what's the story? Like, why introduce Jean in a Spider-Man? Like, what's the story?
Yeah, what's the story? And, well, maybe because it's their most bankable franchise.
That's what I think.
So
That's what I
yeah.
think.
And why
Like,
Jean?
Just because, like, I don't know. I feel like because she could be a hero that's a reveal. Like,
Because I was gonna say, if anybody, like, you think about Spider-Man and his amazing friends, why not Iceman? Like,
yeah,
they know
or
each other. Like,
Firestar even.
yeah,
because
or
those guys,
Firestar.
think about it, like, which of those characters, of the X-Men, who would make sense for a villain to control? And, like, I don't know, Iceman and Firestar, I guess, but, like, that could be anyone. Jean Grey feels like she would be the, like, jumping from person to person, like, controlling them. Like, that's...
Yeah.
And you can keep her hidden away somewhere, so he doesn't have to see her, and it can be, like, a reveal who she is. But anyway, regardless, the thing I'm excited about with Daredevil and with Spider-Man Brand New Day is that we are banking on street-level heroes, and I have always loved the street-level heroes.
Yeah.
X-Men, Fantastic Four, and street-level heroes, those were, like, the toys I played with the most in my Marvel figures. Like, I was always playing plots with those because street-level heroes, I think, of all of them, lead to the most organic crossovers, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, they're patrolling the street. The way Buffy patrolled a cemetery, if there were 15 other Slayers in Sunnydale, she would have been running into them often, patrolling, right? Same way Spider-Man, Daredevil, like all these guys would be crossing paths because New York is not as big as it seems in the comic book. Like you would think it was like as big as California with how many
Especially
things
Hell's
happen.
Kitchen.
Yeah, that no one knows about. But you know,
I'm very excited
there.
I'm very excited I didn't think it was going to happen, honestly. I did not think we were going to get Mike Coulter and Finn Jones back. And I will go on the record as being
Especially Finn Jones. Especially
I'll be
I
a
thought we
Finn
got
Jones
Mike
supporter.
before we got Finn.
I'll be a Finn Jones support. I loved him in Defenders, and the second, whatever the last season of Iron Fist was actually really good.
I only watched the first season.
The Typhoid Mary season of Iron Fist I thought was fucking great, but that's also mainly because Misty and Colleen and
I was gonna say
can we
I would
please
like
get Misty back. Jesus
I want
Christ.
the Daughters of the Dragon. I want them to come.
I need it so bad. They were Jessica Himlick and Simone Missick so good. I'm super excited to see all of them back. Mainly because also this season felt weirdly Daredevil light.
Yeah.
I feel like we got as much development on Buck Cashman as we did on Daredevil, which is kind of wild. But I do think like when you
Buck
get
Cashman?
exactly, I'm like I fucking hate that guy. He's Diet Wesley as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
So
Buck, yeah.
Yeah, I will still be excited to see if the cast if we are not getting Daredevil time because we're getting Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Punisher, like that time, great. Not getting it because we got to see Heather Glenn choke out Buck. I'm like,
I did read. I was reading with like showrunner, like after the finale, like spoiler chat. And he actually did say they wanted Luke for the final fight, but actually the reason Luke is only a cameo and the reason Jessica is only in those last three is because those actors are like currently working and they like couldn't schedule it to have them more.
Hey, good. They have good instincts then. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, because they did want Jessica to be in the season more. They wanted her to be more consistent, but because they were still working it out and both of them, he probably, I don't know what he was in, but you know, I mean, they both like do shit. So they're both like working actors. And I know Marvel is not exactly good to their side actor Usually the main actor gets paid well and then no one else does. So
They got kind of fucked over
Yeah.
10 years ago by
Yes.
Netflix and Marvel and their like weird pissing match.
so
Like all
it's
their shows got
understandable.
canceled for no reason.
Yeah,
Well,
literally
some
for
had
no
reason.
reason. Well,
Yeah,
for no
yeah.
reason.
But like I was reading that and I was like, oh yeah, I would have liked that, but I kind of agree with what you said. Like we didn't get as much Daredevil, and I think he is so interesting as a character. He's one of the few leading man heroes that I do think is interesting on his own.
Yeah.
Also, I don't love him and Karen together. I'm not gonna lie. I love them as best friends. I don't know that I love them as romantic partners.
Yeah, I could see that.
Part of me kind of feels though like after this season, everything that happened, because one thing you just reminded me of one thing I wanted to talk about, like this season's particularly kind of like re-emphasized my whole hatred for the no kill rule that a lot of superheroes tend to go by.
Yeah.
And even him and Karen, Matt and Karen, like butted heads a lot this season because of that. And like honestly, I was on Karen's side. She's like, a lot of the shit that's been happening, a lot of the turmoil and trauma and pain that we go through is because you won't kill these motherfuckers. And some people just
this
need
bullseye right
some
here.
people need to die. Like if you killed Bullseye when you had the chance, Foggy would still be alive. Like all these people would still be alive. Kingpin, like all of these people would still be alive. But yet you're trying to have this holier than that. Oh, we can't do it. We can't do it. But it's like, but when Foggy got killed the first time, he did try to kill Bullseye. When he threw him off the roof, it's just Bullseye happened to live.
Right.
But it's like you weren't against that no kill rule at that point. It's like sometimes motherfuckers got to go. Like
Yeah, and it speaks to the world that we live in, because I think we used to live in kind of a unrealistic world where we could take Matt's side, and now we've all been through a lot, seen so much insane shit in the news and whatnot, that it's kind of like, yeah, I agree with Karen. Like the end of this season is a whole bunch of masked masked New Yorkers storming a government building.
it was very January 6th.
It's very January 6th, but it is morally flipped that but also I have said in passing in conversation, we need to do another January 6th, but it needs to be for the right reasons. There actually are right reasons and wrong reasons.
And I get morally, like if you start making that choice, eventually it can become a slippery slope, because then it's like, where do you justify? Like if I kill this person because of this, it's like, where does that line become where it's like
Minority Report and like it gets like future crime. Like yeah, it gets, but it's also like that's what being.
If I steal a candy from a baby, do I deserve to be killed? Like where does the line draw? But it's like I feel like people that make that argument, it's like no, they're like there's a clear line.
There is
like,
Yeah.
And like
serial killer.
Maybe it's like no, like slap on the ribber. Like if I'm committing fascism or genocide or like trying to like take over a country arbitrarily, it's like no, shoot him in the head. Like
or fuck,
it's why
just murdered like 35 protesters in a hallway. Maybe that
with his
for
bare
me,
fist.
that's enough.
Yeah. It's the Luthen Rail. It's why he's like my favorite Star Wars character, is because he acknowledges like, I am doing the dirty work. I am killing I am making the hard choices because I don't have a soul anymore, so that other people can have a soul. We need to do this shit. I'm taking it on. I will do that.
I mean,
which is
Michael,
also what Punisher. That's like Punisher's MO on the MCU is very much like, I am not a person anymore. I am now a killing machine, because you cannot be a killing machine and a person. And I have chosen killing machine because it's for the greater good. And all you fucking cops are trying to cosplay as both at the same time. You cannot do that.
Well, Michael,
and I think that's interesting.
Michael mentioned Invincible earlier. That's Cecil's character, right? He's always the one that's like when Invincible was mad at him for having the like protocol, I was like, I get why Mark is mad, but also I get why he had that. Because Omni-Man did do like basically a genocide. He like, with those powers, they could do nothing. I kind of understood why he was like, this guy's a teen. He could go evil once he gets older. Let's have these I got it. But I also got why Mark was like, fuck you. How dare you? I am not my father. So I feel like I understand when there's a character that has to do the bad thing. I
And
just
the funny thing is, like after everything that Mark has been through, he's now starting to understand and
yes.
come more closer to Cecil's side. Even going to like the Buffy reference of like Buffy being a hero, never killing you. Like by the time we got to season 7, she's like, no, if I need to kill you for the greater good, like even when she said, like even with Dawn, she was like, if I had to make the same choice in season 5, whether to
Yeah.
save my sister or save the world, I would let Dawn die. Or like what she talked about with Robin. If you come against Spike again with the mission that I have to go
Yeah.
through, I'm gonna let him kill you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
let him kill you because the mission
Yeah.
is what matters.
She had it. She'd had it. And I get it. So
But I love that. But like what I love about Daredevil is that he still makes the messy choices.
he
And that's why I
does.
love the final court scene. Him realizing that like the Kingpin thinks that he has this on me. He has my secret identity on me. But what the Kingpin doesn't know is that my secret identity is the one thing that will put him in fucking jail because I am a witness. And like that, and then Matt deciding to do it with a smile. I'm like, oh God,
Him man is so
yes,
hot. Jesus Christ.
make
When he
those
does
wrong
that,
decisions, baby.
when he does that cocky smile, I am like, woo boy.
Yeah.
Um,
See, that's why I want Elektra back because Elektra brings out Matt's
crazy. Yep.
worst, and I love that.
And she is hot and crazy. Like, and isn't
Yes,
it her first
God.
scene where she's like beating the shit out of everyone at like an airport bar or something?
Yeah,
Like,
God, I
some dude
love
like
her.
hits on her. The one thing I wasn't quite clear about, but I was like, this reminds me of when Democrats take over from Republicans. Why did Matt still go to jail under Kingpin's law?
Well, I guess he went to jail under just like everything else for like, just they know everything Daredevil has done. So it's like in 2015, you beat the shit out of this cop, or
Yeah, like
you
he's going
probably
for the crimes of being not so much for being a vigilante, but just the crimes of just Daredevil. Like even like
breaking
attempted
and
murder,
entering.
even attempted murder for Bullseye. Yeah, Bullseye might be,
Yeah,
but still attempted murder.
All right, I guess I don't know. I'm like,
yeah.
but I saw people comparing it
Okay.
to the.
Also, but I did think, and maybe I when the cops come at that final scene, and it's Karen and Matt in that restaurant, beautiful. When he got down on a knee, I actually thought he was going to propose while
I
the
did too.
cops were
about to
outside.
propose.
But then that switch of he's actually like putting his hands up, I thought like that got me. It's very rare that I feel anything these days. So
Is
that was
that?
like,
I thought that was a Mexican restaurant in the village. I was positive it was a Mexican restaurant in the village I used to eat at, but then I saw
had
it
to
said
be yeah.
Indian. It said it was like an Indian restaurant, or is it just like they made it a different sign
But I
outside?
mean, the
Okay.
fact that like you have to go upstairs to get into it was very St. Mark's to me. So I was like,
Yeah. Well, because yeah,
I don't
isn't
know
there?
where it is.
There's a Mexican place in the, I think it is the East Village. Yeah, by St. Mark's that like has all that stuff hanging. I don't know.
Mm.
I know I've eaten in a Mexican place at a window right there where there's things hanging down from the. But I don't know. It's been a long time since I lived in New York.
But it's obvious at this point, Matt being in jail, he's gonna be in a Spider-Man movie, right?
What do we think? Because I saw people being like, "There's no way that that's what that is," but also it
Oh,
is the hand. I don't
It's
know.
the
the
hand.
hand.
We see him in jail. Who? Why would Spider-Man be going to jail but to break out Matt? Like, also that was his lawyer.
We
Like
also know Punisher is in the Spider-Man movie, which I am
Punisher's in the
so
movie.
stoked for.
And there is that
Yeah,
Did
shot
you
that
see that
like
shot of him jumping towards the hand? It looks like
that
it's gonna
hand
be.
shit.
It's
Oh
gonna
my
be.
god! Like
It's gonna
that,
be
I
Hulk.
was.
Hulk. It's gonna be Hulk, Spider-Man, and Daredevil.
God damn! Don't make me excited. Don't make me feel thing. I didn't give a shit about the new Spider-Man movie until I saw the hand was in it, and I was just like, "What?"
And he's slowly morphing into his powers from like the other
Yes.
when he gets that upgrade of organic webbing and night vision and all that other stuff.
God,
yeah,
wild.
I'm really looking forward to Spider-Man because it looks a little bit more day in the life of, which I do feel like I have liked most of the Spider-Man movies. I didn't like whatever the second one was, that was like the epilogue after Endgame. I didn't like that one. But I feel like Tom Holland, Zendaya, and the other dude who plays Ned are all so charming that they're fun to watch. So I feel like we could use a day in the life movie where it's like him doing different, like this looks like, oh, he fights Shocker here, he fights this guy here, he fights this guy. Like I sometimes think that's what we're missing from these superhero movies a little bit, just like we can have our main story, but like show them fighting like a regular criminal, not like
Yeah.
bank robber, but like a regular villain that's like,
Scorpion,
easy that they
Stilt
defeat.
Man.
Right, that like we'll rob a
Leapfrog.
bank, but shit like that. And so this looks like it could be that. So it could be like maybe he does break Daredevil out of jail, because also Mike Coulter, the photo he posted was him, Kristen Ritter, and Charlie Cox in jail. That was the photo that he had to take down. He had posted a photo of them all smiling behind the scenes in that jail
Ooh.
set. So
Ooh. God, I can't wait. Also, I got to shout out Lily Taylor as the governor of New York. I loved it. I don't know. It's just like I loved that casting. And then I loved the
sending up
last
to him.
scene of her being like, "Oh, and your assassin? Yeah, he ain't dead, and he's got plenty to say." Like, yes,
yeah, I
love that.
I kind of, when her and Jessica were there to talk to Kingpin, I kind of wanted Jessica to like be a little shittier to him, like when he was like, "Oh, it's intriguing to see who you've sided with, Mrs. Jones," and she's like, "Yeah, that's funny, Kingpin."
I was hoping they would have got a fight, because they give this version of Kingpin super strength, basically.
Yeah.
I wanted to see Jessica Jones like at least have the one fight scene, like kick his ass.
Because we did get, is it the previous second to last episode when we do get that really cool Daredevil Kingpin fight?
Yes.
Like in his basement. That was
Yeah.
really cool. But unfortunately, it had me thinking we were getting a Jessica Daredevil versus Kingpin fight. Like I was waiting for that fight because he was so like, it was like he was like Michael Myers running through that
Yeah,
hallway.
no, they make him super strong.
Like that first dude, when he punches him and the dude like just like his neck is immediately snapped and he's like flying against the wall. I was like,
I did
holy
like
shit.
that in the carnage, they still managed to get a hero shot of that Hasbro Daredevil mask. Like one guy's wearing the officially licensed in our universe Marvel Legends Daredevil cosplay mask, and then it lands on the floor, and it's just like for sale. Love that.
Or even like having him be strong enough in season 1 where he like squeezed the commissioner's head. Like,
Yeah,
the man got he got super strength. I wanted Jessica Jones to take him down. Although I do get I was a little annoyed that they came up with this random like reason to like depower Jessica Jones. Like, oh, because I
it
had
never
the
really happened.
yeah, like because
It
I had
never
the
really
baby,
came up.
because I had the baby, my powers fluctuate or whatever. I'm not as strong as I. Sometimes it just disappears all together, and I'm just like, really, come on.
Yeah,
now.
let's cut that.
Well, and it was weird because it like had just happened that once.
Yeah, they mentioned it more than it happened or played a role. So I don't know. Maybe it's part of her character arc next season.
Yeah. I mean, probably, but like also, I don't know. They're just like Kingpin, and I can't remember the dude's name. The main ice dude who had the like shitty smile.
I don't remember. His
Oh,
name. I was hoping-
the hot ice guy.
Yeah, I'm mad he didn't die.
He sucks, but he's hot. I don't know.
I was annoyed that the most he got was like, because like, all right, that one guy turned, but like, oh, finally you now see he's evil. Like,
Yeah.
I just like,
Well,
I didn't.
I like that character in the comics, Cole North. So I hope that they're on a journey with him, because eventually he becomes like Foggy's like partner in a firm and stuff. Like, yeah. So
Well,
nice.
I didn't like that character in the show. Like for me, it's like,
No,
give
he doesn't
someone
have anything
else-
on the show.
I wanted Angelo Del Toro to knock his ass out. Like I felt
Also,
like
wasn't he the one? Wasn't he the one that killed Hector?
Yes. Yeah. So
that's
yeah,
why I wanted
she-
her. I wanted her to beat the shit out of him. Like her and Jessica together, because I don't know if that little girl has super strength. So maybe Jessica's there just in case. But like, I felt like because when he pulls her aunt out of the bodega, ooh, made me so mad.
Yeah.
But I understand again, they were going for a little bit more realism. So that way he's in jail with Matt. Hopefully next season he gets to die in jail. But that I just needed a little bit more of a comeuppance, because at least even Kingpin did get ganged up on by all the people he was killing.
Yeah.
Eventually was overpowered by them. But yeah, also I was like, I don't know, Matt, I felt like Jessica would have been like, Matt, let them.
Yeah, let it
Have
run
their
for a little
fun.
bit. Let him get his ass beat for a little bit longer.
Like, let's hold off on pulling them off. Sure, we'll do it in a minute, but like, let's wait till he's beat up some more. But yeah, I don't know. Anything else you gentlemen want to touch upon with the season?
I wonder what they're gonna do next season in terms of like, are they gonna like Mephisto wipe. Like everybody knows who he is now. That Matt Murdock is Daredevil.
That's true.
So are they gonna let that ride, or are they gonna try to figure out some way to put the genie back in the bottle? Oh, that
I
wasn't
mean,
my twin brother, Mike. What was it,
oh,
Michael
that'd be so
Murdock?
good, Mike Murdock. Yeah, I mean, they let his secret identity stay out in the comics, and what until the Charles Soule, like for a long time. I mean, that's where you get the shot of him in the Christmas
not.
issue with the "I'm not
I'm not
Daredevil"
Daredevil. Yeah.
sweatshirt. So, like, if we can get that, is the one thing that I am missing is swashbuckle Daredevil. We got a little bit of it this season early on, like him smiling while fighting. I was like, I like that. Like after the North Star blew up, he cracked a smile, and I was like, oh, this is my baby. So I wouldn't mind a little bit of a charming Daredevil. God, remember that scene in season 1 when he charmed that one like lawyer lady? That was hot. Anyway, oh God.
What was our favorite part of this season? I'm gonna go first and say everything Jessica Jones, just because she is my fave. Seeing her back was something to look forward to.
I think my favorite part is the courtroom scene in the finale, like especially
It
like
was
the I am
a
Daredevil.
thrilling courtroom scene.
Yeah, like I wish we got more of that like throughout the show. Like, granted, I
Yeah.
know he wasn't Matt Murdock, he wasn't, but it's like that was like I could have watched an entire episode of just that. Which
Also,
also
because
actually really
Kirsten,
quick, since I'm wearing a She-Hulk shirt, where does this show take place in the timeline?
yeah, come on.
Is it before or after
I
She-Hulk?
I really need to see them together again. God.
I I kind of was like, this would have been cute for her to show up. Not doesn't have to do just like as Jessica or as Jennifer, the lawyer. Like it would have been like kind of funny to have her just like be like, well, now I got, or maybe next season she defends him. It felt like that's a way to bring in her as a lawyer. We don't have to have She-Hulk antics, just like her as defending him.
And that's what I'm at. Like, I'm like, is this before or after She-Hulk? Because then you also got like he had the new suit, the
Right.
orange, the comic book, the orange and red. Like, where does this take place in the
Is
timeline?
he cheating on Karen whenever he sleeps with her?
Yeah,
Come
when
on.
he's sleeping
Yeah.
with Jennifer, like,
Come on. Oh, but also I did love that Kirsten actually got to do lawyer stuff this season because I love that actor. I think she's really great. So like good on
yeah, I'm
her.
trying to see her because right now she's playing Audrey in Little Shop of Horrors. I'm trying to
Hmm.
figure out a way to
Oh man.
go. Her and Jordan Fisher is playing Seymour.
Oh nice.
What would we like to see in season 3 that we don't already know is happening because there's been so many leaks?
Oh. Well, okay. Well, my favorite thing was
Oh, right.
Karen Page. Anything with Karen
Fair.
Page.
Fair.
Karen Page arguing to kill Bullseye was primo, and Karen Page's scene with Heather was also great.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, season 3. I'm trying to not just do. I want Alice Eve back as Typhoid Mary. Like, I'm trying not to
That's
just.
fine if
I
that's
want. I want to see more of these other characters who aren't Daredevil.
All right, well, I'll give my answer, which is kind of that. I do, if we're gonna concentrate so hard on vigilantes, I need just like a pinch more vigilantes.
Agreed. I want to see more vigilantes, the heroes for hire. I want to see the Daughters of the Dragon,
Yeah.
Kate Bishop, because she operates out of New York. Like, give me more. Bring
And
Sword.
we haven't seen her.
back.
We haven't seen her.
We
But
haven't
we see
seen her at all.
swordsmen, like
And-
God, he was
and
so
it's Hell's
hot
Kitchen.
too.
Give me some more gay. Like,
yeah, yes,
Yeah, I mean,
yes.
seeing swordsman in a messed up tuxedo just wrecking people, like, oh, that was hot for me. That was another favorite part.
Daredevil has a foot fetish. Maybe he tries it out with another guy. Like, it was like,
Yeah, let's go.
When he's like, what's wrong with feet? I was like, oh, you bitch, I see you. No shame here. That's nothing wrong with it.
I want to see them just leaning in. I want to see a season 3 where they're like, because season 1 was very like a lot of restraints, and seeing them actually get a whole season to play, cut loose. I want to see like, let's keep upping this. Let's do it. Like, that's what I'm very excited to see what they can, especially because it's happening now. We're going to get it next year. We're not going to wait 5 years.
I know. I'm glad that we seem to be circling back to like not waiting 100 years between seasons, because That just doesn't work. What grade do we give this season? I give it an A. Honestly, I loved it. I give it an A.
Same. I will give it an A.
Okay.
I mean, I'll A minus.
Okay.
I don't
That's
know.
fair.
I'm trying to remember what I gave. I think I probably gave last year a C. I think I went hard.
I
on last
was
year.
surprised how low you graded it, knowing how much
Yeah,
you
that
loved
it
it.
really annoyed me. But this was a very strong return to form. I still think season 3 of the Netflix show might be the best season overall.
Oh, really?
I would agree with that.
I think.
Really? I didn't love that season that much. I watched it before because I stopped watching those shows when I knew they were all being canceled, so I didn't see the last season of most of them because I never thought we were going to incorporate them into the MCU. Like I was like, well, but I think this is my favorite season of Daredevil. Either this or 2 of the first show.
Oh, I do love. Well, 2 falls apart a lot to me at the end, but I love Elektra and Punisher. I love
them so much. And I love their dynamic with him. Charlie Cox
now we got the Punisher show about to drop.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. Also,
or is it a movie? Wait, is it a show or like
it's like a
special
it's a
presentation?
one-off? Yeah,
It's
which
like
I
Werewolf
think they
by
should
Night.
do more of. If we're not going to get 20 episode seasons, take all your little fun character moment things and release like 70-minute TV movies.
So Werewolf by Night was so good and so fun.
Yeah.
I don't know why they haven't done a Halloween like spooky. Now that we have even more witches, like we have more spooky themed characters.
Seemed like they are building towards a Midnight Sun. I don't know.
And
Maybe.
like for me,
we still got to get Ghost Rider. We still like
Yeah.
Blade.
I don't know what the fuck is happening with Moon Knight.
Yeah. But I think like Agatha would be perfect for a spooky special, right? Like, and I would just, because I love Agatha, she's such an asshole that like, I would love seeing her interact with someone like Daredevil, where she's like, oh God, like you're so annoying.
That is the fun of the Marvel universe and why it has always stood out, even from the 60s, is that random Thor is in this Daredevil issue.
Right.
What do Thor and Daredevil talk like? I want to see more of that. Like the fact, like I will never, I hate the fact that Black Widow is dead in the MCU, that we never got a Scarlett Johansson and Charlie Cox.
And Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
God, that was always my dream. But you know what? Whatever.
So the other thing I was going to say is that, man, I forgot how like, sometimes he's like pornographic hot, where I'm like, ooh, that mouth is too pretty. He is smiling, and it's like, what am I watching? God damn it, he is so hot. Like,
yeah,
what that mouth do?
Jesus Christ.
Also, please stop insisting that the blind man also shaves his chest. Okay, Charlie Cox is a hairy man, and we need to see that. The forearms are so good.
That shirtless scene, I was like, no, can we go back? Can we go back to that?
Is it in the original run? I forget what season, maybe 1 or 2, when he's like in his underwear, just like holding balloons, sitting on his table, like with like all the windows behind. I think of that a lot. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Thank you all for listening. If you like Slayerfest 98, you can find us on all social media platforms at SlayerFestX98. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube because all of our recordings are video recordings. You can see our pretty faces. And if you want to support us on Patreon, we are going through every season of Buffy as it turns 25. We're rounding out the end of season 5. Then we'll be going back to X-Men the Animated Series and Batman the Animated Series coverage. We do watch-alongs, hangouts, and book club. Any and all support is much appreciated. If you want to follow me, I'm at ENXCarlos. Michael, where can everyone find you?
You can find me all across the internet at Blackgaycomicgeek. I'm mostly on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, so check me out there.
And Brett.
You can find me on Instagram, Blue Sky, etc. at Brett White. You can go to Pop Heist and read worker-owned comic or worker-owned just pop culture commentary. And please give us money because we money is good. Money is.
And you can read my writing. I write there.
Yes, you can read Ian's writing and my writing sometimes. And also, I'm a drag queen named Barb Hardley, who sometimes does things.
Where do you do things?
Oh, YouTube.
At Barb
or
Hardley.
Minnesota. If you're in the Minneapolis area, you can come see Barb Hardley perform sometimes.
Perform sometimes. All right, everyone. Well, we'll see you next time. Bye.